Taking off from Carolina Beach. Got the parts for the engine. She's running all right. Let's go. We are sailing down the Cape Fear River. We have about 10 or 11 miles to get to the Cape Fear Inlet, and we should time it right at the outgoing tide. So from where I took off in Carolina Beach to St. Augustine is 307 miles. I'm hoping for 2.5 days, but tomorrow night I might end up just pulling into Charleston. We'll see what happens. Here comes Tinkerman. There we go, we're leaving land behind us, going out the inlet. Fired up the engine about 30 minutes ago. It took us 3.5 hours to get down here. The current finally shifted in our favor. Let's crank the engine on, gonna try and get through as quickly as possible and offshore. And then I can set the hydrovane sails and still get the head sail out. We're just motor sailing along. Wind's kind of light for the next couple hours, and then it should be picking up to like 16, 17, 18. We'll see what happens. This is my new setup since the steering wheel lock sucks. Had an old ratchet strap, tied it to the legs down there. And yeah, super easy to adjust. Pull the tab, comes loose, half hitch it back on. And yeah, so I lock that when the hydrovane's set. Woo! We got self-steering. Gonna get some cheese quesadillas. Hydrovane's steering us along. Full sails up. Cruising right along. So tonight is actually the winter solstice. So it's the longest night of the year. After today, every night watch gets a little bit shorter. I just reefed down the mainsail for the night. I'll pull it back up in the morning. It's supposed to pick up tonight. Oh, look at all the dolphins. Well, it's nighttime. There's not much traffic out. Doesn't seem. Taking a few naps already. I do the 15-minute sleep schedule. So I sleep for 15 minutes, wake up, look around, sleep for 15 minutes. And I did that for the last couple hours. So now I'm pretty awake. So I'll be awake for an hour or two. And then go back to my cat naps. Let's go! AIS just went off. There's a boat about 1.5 miles away from me. When you click on them on AIS, they got no information for their boat name or anything. I can see they're going 5 knots, 5.7 knots. Turns out it was Tom. For some reason, his name didn't pop up until he was like a 1/4 mile away from me. I was hailing him, "Hey, vessel! Hey, vessel overtaking me. Hey, sailing vessel." And then he was like, "Oh, hey, it's Tom. How you doing, Trout?" Yeah, so we're, I don't know where Lance went. I saw him tacking in towards land earlier. Maybe he decided to go into Myrtle Beach. I don't know. Just ran into Captain Tom 62 miles into the day. Just randomly came across each other offshore. So we've been chatting on the radio. It's the longest night of the year, and it helps to have a friend out here. There he is.
Always kind of shed. Well, it was more on the beam then, but now it's like running more downwind. It's more behind me. So I brought the main in, left the head sail up, hoping, it's supposed to pick up, but I don't know, man. It's like I was doing like 3.5 knots.
Yeah, my head sail was flogging too much. It was in the shadow of the main, so I pulled it in, flying only the main now.
Roger. I just have the head sail. It's still up, but
hey, it helps to break up the monotony of the longest night of the year, having a buddy out here.
I know, right?
We're making 8.5 knots right now with a reefed main. That's all we're flying. It's getting pretty sporty. Man, we just broached hard, drug the boom through the water. Just got pooped. That was a lot of water. I didn't record until it was drained, but holy shit. Man, am I excited to see light on the horizon. Holy cow. It's finally daybreak after a long night. Oh, fuck. It's still cold, it's still wet, still windy. Got about 30 miles to go to get to Charleston. Last night we broached once and got pooped twice. But, yeah, the cockpit was literally, it was filled up to the top. It was pretty nuts. It was a lot of water. I mean, that was the most water my cockpit's had, man. Fun times. Tom's right ahead of me, pulling in his head sail over yonder ways. I'm gonna try and sail in. Watching it in the camera right now, and it's not doing it justice. It's like a milky chop. Nonamé ripping along. Woohoo! Got the engine to start right as I pass on the marker. Hell yeah. Just a few short miles and we're in. This is my favorite anchorage back here. Most boats can't get under this bridge. I got 47-foot clearance. This bridge is only 55. Most boats are 63 to clear the 64-foot ICW. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah, I'm not. And we made it through. Now this bridge up here opens on request between 4 and 9, and it is between 4 and 9. So they're gonna open up. I'll anchor right on the other side in Brittle Bank Park, and there's a free dinghy dock right there, and a Publix across the street. Could anchor here with all these boats. The dinghy dock's $5, and it's a far kayak ride over there. Exactly 26 hours since I left Carolina Beach. We are here in Charleston, anchored at Brittle Bank Park. Best spot to anchor in all of Charleston. Hey-o. Well, that's a wrap. Shout out to Captain Kendra for showing me how to make this cool visual you're seeing. Welcome to Charleston.